Hey, this is Miles Thompson. I run True Harvest Capital, where I'm a mortgage broker, I'm a fund manager, I'm also a real estate investing coach. And I interview folks who are in the financial space, helping folks invest better, make more money, save money. And today I'm talking with Melissa Yaklyvich. Did I say it
Yes,
right?
that's correct.
Okay,
Yeah,
good. And
close
and what
enough.
Okay, and we were talking earlier, what's the background? It's your husband's obviously last name, right? And so his family background is in Yugoslavia or that area?
Yeah, so Yugoslavia and Croatia, they're actually still one country, but it's always been fought amongst like which one is which. And he always talks about Croatia. So that's pretty much the backdrop of my husband's family, really close-knit community. It's a whole new world when you go there.
Yeah, I mean, sounds like Europe is an incredible place to visit and go. And so I brought you on because we've met through a few different networking groups, and I thought your story was very interesting. So, yeah, tell us a little bit of background on like how you got into this financial space.
So I came from a background space where um my mom, my grandma didn't have, they had stocks in Chevron, and she ended up with dying on Social Security because there just was not enough in the stocks to keep her around after my grandfather had passed away. And then, my mom tried to make it a little bit better. And obviously, that was, she ended up retiring with one of those fireplace clocks, one of the crystal fireplace clocks, and a 401k. That's literally what she retired with. And she figured she'd set us up with about $50,000 in protection and life insurance, thinking that that was going to be enough because that's all that she grew up knowing. And so, you know, I grew up knowing that there was a little bit more than that. I had families that helped me with stocks and things like that, but I always thought that there was something better out there. I just
Sure.
wasn't sure what that was. So I went into the caregiving space. I was always in a caring field, and one of my girlfriends sat me down and told me how I could start saving money for myself. And this just blew me away what I could do with this. So obviously now I have like seven of these policies in place for me and my family, and we're in a way different space. Just as a baseline, we have like some $750,000. What a big difference, right? Versus the 50K that my mom left us. Um, so with that being said, this just totally blew my mind. And with the community and the environment and just the mindset and just all the potential that this actually brings is just absolutely insane. The things that I've learned. It's taken me from literally level one to level 100 in the financial world with just within just about a 5 year period. And I became a client before I actually started the business.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great. And so when you said 750,000, so what's nice about I guess what you do is there's a lot of leverage, right? Like you're not talking about your own 750,000.
Correct. Correct. This is just money that I've placed into a different space. And that's, like I said, that's just the base. There's actually compounding interest going on and things like that in these accounts. And I love the fact that there's no loss. So, none of us are spring chickens. We're all getting older, and retirement's important. So I want to make sure that for my family, we're secure in that safe space later on in life when we really need it, just in case any medical downfalls come in, and just in case, God forbid, my husband were to lose his engineering job, anything like that, we have a backdrop to fall back on. And it's a beautiful plan. I love what's happening. And there's just so much we can do in the financial realm that I had no idea we could do about 6 years ago. So it's been
Yeah.
an amazing journey.
And you feel like a lot of people they don't know this information. Like it's very vital that they know it because the government doesn't really teach us a lot of these things.
Correct. I feel like if I feel like they're purposely not teaching us to keep us dumbed down. And the fact is none of us ever did get this education. There's maybe a few states that actually teach financial literacy, but still not to the level where it is education. They would rather teach sex education. They would rather teach all of these different things versus teaching the things that are actually going to change our children's lives and make their lives better. So when they turn 18 and they get out of school, they're actually going to know how to balance a checkbook. They're going to know where to put their money so that by the time they're 40 instead of 55, they'll be able to retire in a safe space with plenty of money to make sure that they're supported for the rest of their lives because they'll know how to run the money.
Sure.
I just it's a crazy time that we live in when it comes to finance. And it's really funny because I took my son, I got a we went to we do a lot of conventions. And I was taking my son to all of these because I wanted him to get the knowledge. I wanted him to get the education that was needed to really make sure that he was in a better space than my other children had been placed in because unfortunately I started it after one of my children was already grown up. But he's still getting the knowledge now and he still listens in on some of the stuff that I send him. So it's a beautiful thing. He's learning and he's getting it. But the teacher actually told me I had to come in and see the principal. They were trying to deny my son's going to convention. He needed to stay in school because they weren't getting the money
Hmm.
for his butt being in the seat. And I said, well, I made the statement to them when you can actually give my child the education that I can get my son, the education that he really truly needs once he gets out of school, besides for the main fundamentals. But this is a huge fundamental that you're not giving him. When you can give him then his butt will be in that seat.
Sure.
And she says, well, what education are you talking about? And I said, son, why don't you tell her some of what you learned? And he started naming off the rule of 72 by Einstein. And he asked her what the ROI was, what a good ROI was, how much money she should be putting aside a month, what percentage that look like, and all of these different things. And I kind of just got this grin on my face and I sat back and I crossed my arms because this principal looked so lost. She had no idea what any of this was, yet she was an educator. She'd gone to school for well more than 4 years to get her degree in education, and yet she didn't know how to educate my child. She
Yeah,
never
I
said
mean,
one more word to me.
that's really the narrow path of how they push, if you go through the school system, you don't really get the alternative information that you really need that like you can provide people. So go through like when a client meets you, what do you start with? How does it kind of develop for them on their journey?
So everybody's different. Obviously, everybody's journey is going and everybody's path is going to be a little bit different. And so what we do is we try to get to know the families or we try to get to know the small businesses, whatever the situation is that we're working with. And we sit down and we get to know them. We get to know their goals. We get to know their dreams. We get to know what their needs are, what they want for their future, where they want to be, what that looks like, when they want to retire. And once we figure out all of that, we get the information that we need as far as the numbers go. And we put together their FIN number. And a lot of people don't even realize what a FIN number is, but we put this number together for them. And then we put a plan together for them of a whole slew of different things. And of course, they're going to be the best products because no two animals are alike, right? So
Yeah,
we put together the best products for that family and we let them select what they want to do. But obviously it's like a 2 to 3 meeting process because we really want to make sure that we're valuing our client and getting everything that they need and that they value there because it's always client and customer first before us. That that to us means nothing without them being safe and protected and secure.
sure. Yeah, that's great. So you're helping them find financial products that in the end, it's going to really help secure their income. Is that what you're? basically saying.
So if you think about it, like there's three real human needs that are fundamental. And if we had all three of these, obviously you'd probably agree that they're all that we would really need: freedom, security, and peace. Now, if we could provide products for a client and we could provide solutions for the problems that would provide all three of those things, would you not agree that that would probably change the way marriages work? The struggle and the anxiety would not be as bad with families. The
Oh,
struggle
absolutely.
over money and the fights would be a lot less. Our
Sure.
children would be in a safer space and they would have dreams again because their parents wouldn't be telling them no. There would be a whole bunch of things that would change around this realm. So yes, it's very fundamental, and the products that we get them can also save them money on taxes. It can also get them out of riskier markets. We can also help to take down some of the fees that are in some of these other products that they may be paying for in other spaces. So, yeah, we're helping in a lot of frameworks and making sure that families are protected from A to Z. We also make sure that once all of that's in place, we make sure that their trust and their wills are put in place. We make sure that their final expenses are taken care of, that their children's college educations are going to be funded. We can fund them from 15 days after they're born. And I
Wow.
mean, these plans are beautiful because if the kids decide they don't want to go to school, this isn't going to hit them like a ton of bricks on the back end. And they can also use it so that they don't get hit up when they hit FAFSA and they put in that application. Some of these accounts are not viewed by FAFSA as being an asset. So they're absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I've gone through it obviously with you already, as a client, and a lot of these products are amazing. Um, so it seems like you do almost A to Z in the financial space. Of course, you utilize me on the real estate side. We've spoken about that a little bit because not
Correct.
all your clients want to put 100% of their money into stocks. I always consider a balanced portfolio being the best. And
Correct.
so the I guess the good point is the majority of the things that people are looking for on the financial space, you're helping them with goals, you're helping them with clarity on where they want to go. And I think that's the biggest reason why, people should work with you. You've given a pretty good overview already of your products and everything. Do you work with everyone around the United States, or are you just in one area? I mean, how you can work with anyone?
I can pretty much work with anybody in the United States. And if we have brothers and sisters up in Canada somewhere, I also have people that can work with them because they're licensed there. I am not yet licensed there. I need to go up there and stay a minute so that I can get that licensure taken care of. But yeah, I can work anywhere in the US right now.
Okay. Yeah, that's great. Can you tell folks how they can get a hold of you? I am going to be putting your QR code on the video here so people can snap and take a look at your products and services. But just give us your contact information. That'd be great.
So yeah, they can either contact me at Melissa_Yaklyvich at hotmail.com. The backup to that is Yakly, YAKLYMEL 290 at gmail.com. Or of course, the old fashioned way is via phone 310-850-9802. Or they can click on my popple and that will take them to the link and they can WhatsApp me or they can they can text me as well.
Okay.
Whatever's best for them.
Okay, super. A fax isn't included in there anymore for us, is it?
No, not longer needed. I can do everything electronically via the computer. It's amazing.
Awesome, awesome. Well, thanks for your time today, Melissa. I learned a lot about, and I believe everyone else will be learning a lot about you as well. I'll have Melissa's information right there in the description. If you want to get a hold of her, please do. Like I said, my name is Miles Thompson with True Harvest Capital. I help on the real estate side. for any problems or situations that you run into on the real estate side. My contact information will be in there as well. And I appreciate you watching this quick podcast with us. And
And I just
thanks for
wanted to
coming.
say thank you, Miles, for having me on. This has been a great space and a great moment. And
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to everything we're going to do together. It's
Oh
going to be
yeah.
amazing.
A lot more things to come. So appreciate everyone coming on and thank you for your time today, Melissa.
Thank you.
Take care.
You too.